What's Holy Fam? I'm Kharissa Forte, sitting here with the impeccable Houston Zizza. How are you doing today?
Fine, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So tell us, who is Houston Zizza? Where are you from? How'd you get into music?
Houston Zizza is obviously a local rapper from Kansas City. Was raised out in Lee Summit.
Hmm.
Um, I got into music just running around with friends back in high school and stuff. Did some stuff, but really not a whole lot of music. Um, I started promoting and doing shows when I was 18, and then I was still doing music, but I didn't think that my lyrics were like good enough to really like put out there yet. Like I just wasn't talented enough. Like I don't know. I just wasn't experienced enough to really put out there. If I put anything out, it'd be garbage, so I didn't want to do it. And then one day, I got like some little shady. It wound up being a shady record deal, and that kind of like kickstarted me really into working in big studios and working in professional studios and whatnot. And then, like I said, it went shady, and next thing you know, I'm doing my own music and making my own records, and now I'm here.
Awesome.
So.
So Houston Zizza is your real name.
Houston Z's is my real name. It's not a fake name. It's not fictitious. It's 100% me.
So you have two albums out right now.
Yeah.
Tell us about them.
Okay. My first album, it's called Imagine. It's a 10-track album. It's a fun little, just a. It was my first like project, my first solo project that like I completed by myself. Um, so I learned a lot from it. It was good. I worked in at a Chapman making that album. It was a good album. Uh, but this album I think was a lot better. I incorporated a lot more styles. I kind of got like this one beat. It's called "Welcome to the Rage." It's like a dubstep
Hmm.
type beat, style to it. And then another one, "Make It Through." It's got this girl named Samantha Fish, who is a very very talented singer and guitar player here in Kansas City. She's on the hook. She's kind of got like this country twang to it, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I think it really broadens the spectrum. And then of course I got my sampled song, which everybody loves, "Kansas City." It's been a pretty big hit. Out of me, of all my music, I get the most feedback from that. You know the old song, Kansas City, here I come."
Yes.
Yeah, I sampled that and I made a new
How
song.
awesome.
Yeah,
So Graffiti on Wax is the name of your
Graffiti on
second album,
Wax is
right?
the name of the album. I don't really know why I chose that name.
Well, it's very creative.
Yeah, well,
It's great.
I think like the concept behind it is like what's graffiti? It's like a street art, and then what's wax? Wax is what you call laying a track when you're laying a track in hip hop. When you're putting it on wax, it's the final thing. So I
Right.
figured graffiti on wax, it's like my street art on track on music, the music. So
Exactly.
that's why. Yeah.
Awesome. Chris Calico, you worked with him on both of your albums.
Yeah.
What are some of the lessons that you learned from working with him?
Um, I don't that you get more hits on YouTube when you have a feature like that. Um, no, working with him, it's cool because you get a lot of feedback. Like a lot of people respect that you worked with a bigger name artist.
Hmm.
Um, as for like learning much, I didn't really learn much just because we really weren't in the studio at the same time together.
Okay.
Like, because a lot of times when you do features, everybody's on their own time schedule, especially him. Like Strange Music, they're always in and out of town.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, we catch up and talk for a second, but other than that, it's like, okay, I'll send you the track, you send it back to me, and then we just kind of go back and forth
Yeah,
that way.
there you go.
Yeah.
I also noticed you have Top Spin on it.
You know Topspin?
Yeah, I know Top
You
Spin.
know Topspin?
Uh-huh. My husband is a Christian rapper.
Oh,
So,
really? What's his
yeah,
name?
his name is Undergrad. So,
Oh,
they've done stuff.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Topspin has been my producer slash engineer slash like good friend for many years. From the second,
Really?
yeah, like I met him through music from working at Chapman Recording Studios when he used to work there,
Yes.
and like from then, like I had always just stayed as client. We just been friends, and like I go to his shows, he comes to my shows.
That's
Like I
great.
even put him being a Christian rapper on like some of my secular
Yes,
shows. Like
yes.
he'll come out and rap. Like I did a show at the Riot Room, and like you got all these like you got a series of like gangsters, and you got like me that's not really gangster, but it's just like good hip hop, and then you got like Topspin in the middle, this Christian rapper, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, what is he doing? But it's
Right.
good music, you know. So
Yes.
everybody
Yes.
respected it and liked it.
That's awesome.
So
So do you think that, I mean, especially with Holy Hip Hop taking off like it has, and Kansas City is the mecca of Holy Hip Hop,
yeah.
do you see yourself one day doing Christian rap?
Um, Topspin has always tried to get me to do it,
Uh-huh.
but I think I would have to be further in my religion
Yes.
because I think you can't just be like, oh, I want to do Christian hip hop. I think like you honestly have to live that life. It,
Exactly.
so especially like even like the same with like gangster rap music. I don't like gangster rap music when I know that that person's not really a gangster. It's just like a
Right.
show.
Right.
And like same thing with Christian hip hop. If you're not really living like everything you do for Christ, I don't think that you should really be on record saying that.
Yeah. High five,
Yeah.
brother. For
So
real.
so until I get to that point in my life, I can't say that I'm gonna do it. But if I do get to that point in my life, then yes, I would do it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so with the whole white rapper thing, okay, do
White
you
rapper. White.
do you ever find yourself coming across haters and stuff or people who want to stereotype because you're a white rapper, or do you think that whole thing is dead?
No, it's still a very big thing, and I think
Hmm.
I can tell you some stories here in a minute, but not just from uh, the black community, but also from the white community. Like when you're white and you say you rap, like you instantly get judged. I mean,
Yeah,
I hate to like say that, but I mean, it's really
it's
the
the truth.
truth.
Yeah. With all the hate and stuff that you experience, how do you prove that you're the real deal, or do you even feel like you need to prove yourself?
Um, I don't feel like I need to prove myself. I just do me really, and I think that's
Hmm.
what kind of in the end gets me respect. I that and I got good music too. I mean, not to be like egotistical. I'm a very humble guy. I don't want to be sound egotistical at all, but I mean, I do make decent music.
Yes.
I take the time to write the lyrics. I take the time to pick out the right beats. Working with Topspin, we spend a lot of times, a lot of nights, like hours and hours making and perfecting a beat. You
Yeah.
know, I spend the money on working in a professional studio, working with Topspin, who is a been working as an engineer since he was like 12 years old, has a degree for it, has worked in Chapman, and spent the last 10 years of his life, 40 hours to 80 hours a week, working in the studio and mixing music. And I think to work with somebody like that or to pay the money, to say it can be expensive, but to like pay the money and say, look, I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna do this where it sounds professional, where it's not, you know, this gutter sounding, which is not always. Sometimes it's good sound. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
You get that raw record, but I mean, I just think putting your money and your time into actually making quality music really sets apart when you show somebody a CD or you show somebody a song.
Yeah.
Like they like it more as a you get what I'm saying?
I feel you. Out
So
of all the performances that you've done, which one is your favorite?
which one is my favorite?
Yeah.
Um, Well, of course, like the big shows are always fun because you're in front of like a huge crowd. But honestly, the shows that I like the most are the small ones, because it's more personable. Like I can, like I'll stop and just start like talking to the crowd. You know what I mean? And like they'll
Yeah.
start talking back. Like when you're in front of like a really big crowd, you can do that, but not on my level.
Right,
Like
right.
you gotta give them a show.
Yeah.
Especially when you're opening up for like when I opened up for Tech or Little John, it's like okay, I gotta give these guys a show. I can't be sitting here like talking like they're ready to jump up and down and party and scream
Yeah.
and stuff. So
You're
that's
also
another
a
thing.
student here at UMKC.
Yes.
Why'd you choose UMKC?
I went to Longview for an extended period of time. We'll say that. I was I graduated from there and I said, well, I wanted to go to a school that had good mass communications and journalism. And well, from the schools around here and really in my price range, I didn't want to go to Columbia or Northwestern Missouri State because it's a little too far away. I do have a son here,
Oh,
so
awesome.
yeah. So I really can't move away from him. But I still wanted a school that was good with mass communications and journalism. So it was really here at Warrensburg, and I chose here.
How do you think that's gonna mesh with music?
I think it actually goes really good.
Hmm.
Because if I don't ever make it as the front man, center stage career, touring, making money off music. I would love to be a part of music in some way.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like working for a record label. And I think, well, and that's what mass communications is. I mean, when I go on stage, or anybody goes on stage in front of 1,000 people, or 200 people, or 50 people, or 50,000 people, you're mass communicating to people.
Yeah.
You know, so I think, and like that's the other thing. I believe I can give a speech well because I'm comfortable being in front of a crowd. So if I ever had a job where I needed to be a speaker or give a speech, like I'm comfortable in that setting already.
Yeah.
You know, as for like writing, journalism's a lot of writing. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Well, that's what I do. I write music constantly. I'm writing
Right.
lyrics constantly. So to like incorporate the two, I mean, it just kind of seems that was the way to go.
What's your
Yeah.
advice to other dads out there, other rappers, other male students out there? What's your advice
What's
to
my
them?
advice? My advice would be keep pushing, don't give up, or get out of my way so I can get there. That was egotistical. I'm sorry. I had to be a
No,
little
just
egotistical. Just keep going. It'll work itself out. You know,
Mhm.
whatever you're meant to do, it'll happen.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's great.
yeah, don't give up. Keep going. Stay in school.
Promote yourself. Tell people where they can find your music.
You can find me online. Anywhere Houston Zizza, really. I mean, there's Reverb Nation, Facebook, Twitter, um, MySpace, iTunes. If you just type in Houston space Zizza, that's Zizza, it's pizza with a Z, you will find me. And if you hit me on Facebook, I have like 3 Facebook pages. Hit one of them, and then I'll invite you to my music page, unless you just find my music page, which is facebook.com/Houston ZIZZA Houston Zizza KC. Um, and then my Reverb Nation, I know a lot of people surf on there. It's reverbnation.com/Houston Zizza. Everything's Houston Zizza.
Yeah.
So just look for it and you'll find me.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can find me on here now. And then in the
Yeah.
U News. So yeah.
Well, that's it for me. Thank you so
Okay.
much for a great
You're welcome.
interview.
Great interview. Shake hands.
Yeah. Till next time.
Hey, at the tech show, I released my album for the tech show,
Uh-huh.
and I got like 200 CDs, and I was chucking them in the crowd.
Shut
I swear
up.
to God, and I guess supposedly I hit this one dude in the eye with this CD. It like blacked his eye and everything.
No
I swear to
way.
God. So like 2 days later, he hits me on Twitter. He's like, "Hey, I loved your show, but you threw a CD and it hit me in the eye and it gave me a black eye." He Instagrammed a picture of it. It was hilarious.
That
Like,
is so
yeah,
funny.
and like now we talk on Twitter, go back and forth.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's
So
what's up. That's what's
yeah.
up.